This is a quick overview of how to start a standard sales order in Vision Commerce. Standard sales order can be for underbond products where you're going to pay duty, or just standard products where there's no duty applicable. When you open the menu, the sales menu, you'll see the first option is enter a stock order. When the screen opens, you'll see that you have the ability to do a search for a customer. This small screen here allows you to put in a bit of a code, a bit of a name, a bit of a postcode, phone number, and it will then tell you the customers that match that, and they'll then, once you double click, it will then automatically fill those fields behind. Because I know the customer code, I'm going to type the code in. Immediately, that brings all the information that I have in my customer setup. So you can see here it's already filled in the address, instructions, the contact times, the delivery times, everything's been brought forward. For this type of order, it is excise paid, so I'm going to leave the tick there. I'm not going to explain the other fields. You have to select where the order is going to be fulfilled from, and if there's a carrier. Now, leaving it blank means the warehouse will make the delivery. Anything else, you simply select, and these again can be predefined at the customer level. Going further down the page here, we've also got the order dates filled in for you, the book date and the release date. If you set a book date and make that a fixed book date, that will be sent and transmitted to the warehouse to say this is the date that this has to be made. So you can set a date in the future, and you can then set a release date for that order to be a few days before it. That means it will avoid coming up on the screen constantly annoying you to release it until it's actually time to be released and sent to the warehouse. It also allows you that opportunity to edit the order before it's sent. If you're going to the standard delivery point, you don't need to then enter a new delivery point, but if you want to deliver to another address, you can hit the F11 in the pink del point field, and it will give you a list of all the alternative delivery addresses. If there's only one, it will automatically enter the other one into the address fields. Contact information, instructions, everything down here can be changed at the time of entry. And on the right hand side here, we've got some fields where you may want to put some information in. If your customers asked you to quote a reference number, you would enter it into the PO reference field. So I'm going to put cusref 123. Beneath that, the account manager. This account is normally managed by Walter White, but it could be that Walter's on holiday, so another salesman is getting the commission for this order. Or it could be that a large order has been negotiated by somebody else. So you can use this to work out the commission and who's responsible for the order. So in this case, I'm going to say it's going to stay as Walter White, and it's going to go into the credit account, the type of order. Now this type field can be used for order type, sales order type, customer type. It's very variable. The other fields beneath that, currency, standard information. This is a standard VATable order, so it will be an S. This customer gets a 1.5% discount. We're not wanting to place this on hold, and we don't want this as a pro forma. If I tick on hold, it will just put the order on hold waiting for you to release it. If I tick pro forma, at the end of this process, it will come up with a screen with the pro forma where you can print it, send it to the customer. Should you have anything that's promotional on the order, you can record that information here. Tick the box, it'll ask you for the promotional reason, and then you'll select the promotional reason from the drop down. And if it's a financial invoice, this will either be a financial invoice or a credit. Anything that's financial does not affect stock. So from this point, when you save the order will go directly to the invoicing and wait for invoicing or crediting. And the final option on this page here is you can see send customer the SO acknowledgement upon save. Again, it's another option that you can set at the customer level, and it will just automatically fill this field in. But if you want to do it here, you can just simply tick the box, and at the end of the order process, it will then ask you where you want the sales order acknowledgement sending. If I just move on swiftly into the line items here, so this is a standard order, standard products. I know the product that I want, and you can see here this customer currently has 200 units on in unpaid reserves. Do I want to use these first? Now what this will do is if I order 10, it will then drop the unpaid reserves to 190. So if I do that now and say 10, and you can see here the price is £230 per case, per unit. I have no bottles that I want. There's a discount of 1.5%, and I'm getting this price from this product standard pricing. If it was a customer price, it would say cost. If it was a price list, it would say P list. And what you can see on the right hand side here is the profit margin. Now this is worked out on a very rough basis. We take the cost that we know about for the product, so that's the product price, the freight, the insurance, the RH&D, the rent, the duty. We add it all together and we try and approximate the margin for this particular line. Assuming that you're quite happy with this, you can simply save at this point and the order is finished. There are, however, some other options at the bottom of the screen where you can look at previous orders this customers had, and you can see everything they bought when they bought it. So you can simply sort these into any order, and then it's a case of upsell. Do you want any of these again? Do you want any of these again? How did that sell? Um, and you can simply select a line, and I'll do that for this one, and say update the order, and he wants 2 of those. And you can see this one's come from the price list because this is on the customer's price list. Now, if previous orders is not good enough for you, there's also templates. And what you can do is you can set a customer sales order template. The idea behind this is that many of the restaurants have wine lists. The wine lists are numbered, and therefore we have the ability that we can number, add the product code, and then you can see how often they're ordering a product, when they last ordered it, what they've got available wise as well. So on this one here, I'm going to send 200 of this item, and I'll update the order, and it's added that onto the order as well. So you can see how quickly and easily you can build an order. If you know your products, it's very, very quick. If I hit save now, that saves the order. The order's now available on the system for allocation. So that's a brief overview of a standard sales order.